take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. Can I take you to a place I call home? Down south in Pneumatic where my family roams. It's a hot summer day and we all kicking back, sipping on a cold one. Now what you think about that? That's life. Here on this island paradise. Yo, I'm going back soon, but I might think twice, cause that city life is way too fast. Yo, I'd rather stay in Guam because this life is bad. Ass and beaches, surrounded by my nature. No need to worry about these player haters and my culture. I got love for my people, still rapping Guam, staying true to my chat loose. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining.
I come representing Guam, USA. Raised on a hill in the Ville by the bay. Y to the O and to the is A. Me Scoop Dog on the mic getting busy. Y'all know this pot. Cruising the day, then park the spot after dark in the village. Jordan is where you'll find me, or down in Naval Mad, who my now's right beside me. We just chillin', cause that's the way we do. Call the chat loose, tell them we gon' barbecue. The crew rollin' by tonight. We got Slim on the left and YD to the right.
Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining.
I gotta get some brew, cause I just got paid. Put up the canopy to get some shade, so we could kick back like it was nothing at all, while my primos and my homies playing basketball. The day is going smooth the way I thought it would be. Me and my family by the coconut tree, relaxed, waiting for the food to be done. My nephew's calling me to play one-on-one. I said, wait boy, I have to make the tanak. And once I get finished, I cook the tatagat, so we can chow down like we never did. Call everybody, especially the kids. We're just kicking back in the village. All the kids are playing around with the family. We're just kicking back on the memories we're talking about with just you and me.
Oh yeah. We're here in the beautiful island of Guam, chilling down in the wonderful village of Pneumatic. It's a beautiful day today. Sun shining bright, shimmering along the bay. Family, children laughing around. That's how we do it down here on my island.
Let me take you to an island where the sun never stop shining. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stop shining.
Oh, Sinya uli di sombranza e zuita saluda antes de niga radzaudzan malak estrezas durante todo el memu a no distancia como kupu gipalu zangiman malak guafi con una sughiairi preba tu la noci nai banderata Gaigi, pues atan fanny bandera, kau esta pagua pumalapa, giluk tanu man libri. Tommy Man Ko Badi.
Found
soku Inini mas takalum Corazon Ten imas figu Nani nasinyahu Fresin maisadu Parabat putehi Ten defendi Hinengi Cultura Lenguaje Airi Hano Zanitano Tamoru yes Zanitano Tamoru yes Ire Shaku La 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 Did I to get into stop that 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 What been my ihilo Zani Biblia Ibandera Ngohon yes 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 Ibandera Ngohon yeah Soku Kinini mas takalu Corazon Ten imas figu Nani nasinyahu Fresin maisadu Parabat putehi Ten defendi Hinengi Cultura Lenguaje Tamoru yes Tanitano Tamoru yes Ni ire shaku La 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 Did I to get into stop that 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 It's the who What been my ihilo Tani Biblia Ibandera Ngohon yes 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 Ibandera Ngohon yes
KUAM, right on Wednesday, Hump Day, May 11, 2022. Welcome to another episode of The Link. My name is Chris. Good morning on you guys. Brought to you by Cabo Enterprises, ITN and Jack in the Box on this Wednesday, Hump Day. Good morning. My lad, Zatafen Gieman Cafe right here. Good morning on you. Oh, that's a nice one, sir. We're drinking it black, but it's that fancy hints of caramel. A day. Oh, man. It's delicious. Good morning on the breeze. Thank you guys for listening. We're at KUAM FM Agotni, Guam. Our phone number is 671-637-0094. Give us a call. Good morning on you. On the way this morning, Speaker Therese Terlahi, her every other Wednesday check-in happening at 7:30. Also, put out to ask the Superintendent John Fernandez. I know he's kind of busy trying to hammer down all the stuff he's got to do before he leaves the department in July. So we'll see if he jumps on this morning. Good morning on you guys. My buddy Lenny Farron coming on. They did a bunch of improvements to Hoggett Village, a couple of the parks there. I wanted to highlight the good work. My buddy Lenny this morning, 6:33. Good morning on you guys. How are you? It is Wednesday, May 11th already. Let's check out who is on our Facebook live feed this morning. Good morning on you guys. I know Chamarita Rages is there for sure. Good morning. Rosemary Laguatnia first in. Good morning, team. Good morning on you. Rosemary Marcy Flores. Good morning, everyone. Have a safe and blessed day. Ken Paulino checks in. Ken Paulino, good morning, my friend. Gloria Guerrero, good morning. Gloria. Guerrero from Barragata, the Love Handles of Guam, checking in this morning. Good morning, Gloria. Who else we got here on the Facebook Live? Claire Castro, buenas. Good morning, Chris and KUAM team. Emma Olalia. Good morning, Emma. She says, have a great day. We are going to try for sure. Chamarita Rages, Hafide. Good morning, Chris and Joe, sir. KUAM, Guam, and CNMI from the beautiful hillside of Sinanya. Good morning on you, Chamarita Rages. Mama Bear, Debbie Davis. Good morning, Bennett Lujan Duenas. Good morning on you, Doreen Pareda. Good morning, Bananas Sidus and Hafide, Guam, USA, and friends. CQ, Bananas Sidus, Buenas and Hafide, KUAM, Link Familia. Nat Safu Hamzu Toru Tempu. Bevtest Feger Salas, Buenas and Hafide, Chris and Joe, sir, from today's road, Chalampago, okay? Good morning on you guys on the Facebook Live. JM Montano. Morning. Are you okay, JM? You know what I mean, sir? Usually when someone's like, morning, sounds a little grouchy, right? Morning. But JM Montano, just checking on you. How's your mental health, my friend? Hope you're doing good. Ivan Merib, Buenos Marianas, viewing from Luta. Right on. Biba Luta. Good morning. The land of the Kamuti. Rhoda listening live. Luta listening live this morning. Thank you, sir. Carol Ann Pruen. Good morning, KUAM. Good morning, Guam. May everyone have a blessed day. All right. Good morning on you guys. Susa Suico also checks in on our Facebook Live this morning. Good morning, everyone. Regina Nedlick. Buenas and Hafide. Ohio gozaimasu. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Ohio gozaimasu. Biba Guam. Biba 55 years. Guam and Japan. Go Guam. Right on. Mama Bear Debbie Davis. Good morning. Jan Iran Noreen Feger. Good morning. Reina Camacho checking in this morning from the CNMI. Good morning, CNMI. Wow, we got the CNMI. We got Luta listening. We got, are you on Saipan? Reina, let us know. Tina Ruth Palacios Flores, good morning. Marianas, good morning. Annette Torres Castro, Buenas and Hafide. Good morning on you, Annette. All right. Thank you guys for joining us on our Facebook live feed. You watch live are we on Twitter too? Or Facebook Live and YouTube, sir? YouTube Live as well, okay? So pick your platform. And good morning on you guys. Let's go ahead and get into some official KUAM business, as we did send out a press release yesterday. There was a press release, as we did make some changes here at KUAM Communications. Where's that press release at, sir? Thank you. He's going to pop it up, Joe, sir. We have the technology. And this release, let me go ahead and share it with you guys here. Coming out from KUAM Pacific Telestations. Hey, I work here. Press release, KUAM News reinforces vision and commitment to the community with renewed vision for 2022 and beyond. And the release going on to read, KUAM Communications announces leadership changes to our news team. We've looked internally within our team to develop a collectively strong newsroom with a combination of passion, drive, experience, and proven capacity to handle our unique workload of covering news locally across all of our platforms. As we continue to see the media landscape change through advances in technology and shifts in the way our audiences consume media, our team has a strong vision of maintaining relevance and dominance as a news leader in Guam and the region. Joan Ogden-Charfers is assuming the role of news director on our team. Joan has been with KUAM for almost 12 years, initially as an associate producer and eventually moving up to the role of multimedia senior producer. producing KUAM News Primetime, as well as host of lifestyle shows and special programming. She's passionate about community affairs and has produced many multimedia series on a variety of social and health awareness issues during her time at KUAM News, including autism, recovery, women leaders, and cancer. She hopes to be a part of the continued success and growth of KUAM Communications and is excited for what lies ahead for Team KUAM. Meanwhile, Tomas Manglotnia will take on the role of Assistant News Director and Digital News Director. Tomas is a journalist from Luta with experience in national, regional, and local newsrooms. He received his BA in Media Studies from the University of California, Berkeley, as a Gates Millennium Scholar, and completed his MA in journalism at Stanford University as a Truman Scholar. He's the co-founder of the Pacific Islander Journalism Task Force under the Asian American Journalists Association. Tomas started as an intern with KUAM News during his college breaks and has helped expand KUAM's coverage of the Northern Marianas since moving back to the island. Jason Solis's role at KUAM Communications will evolve as the Chief Digital Products Officer, as well as anchor and special projects producer. Jason's contributions over the last 22 years have seen him serve in numerous capacities in interactive media, news, and making the KUAM experience fun. Yes, he does. His work has reached far beyond our Harmon studios, ranging from website design to news anchor and talk show host and podcaster, live sports, play-by-play commentator, among all the many hats he wears. His award-winning contributions to the company have ushered in new eras of digital communication and content production and distribution. Meanwhile, at KUAM, Jason has also written 2 books. Wow, he's a published author as well, sir, with a 3rd on the way, and is developing a patented process for content recommendation. He holds degrees in marketing and an MBA and is currently pursuing a PhD in software engineering. Our commitment to quality also extends to our dynamic blend of seasoned veteran media professionals and fresh new voices bringing diverse perspectives and a strong commitment to tell the stories of our community. Members include Chief Government, Military, and Political Affairs Correspondent Nestor Lecanto, reporters and anchors Isaiah Uggan, Daniel Perez, and Hannah Davanzo, News and Digital Platforms Editor Lacey Martinez, Sports Director Dave Delgado, and contributing feature and digital correspondent Victorious Falon. Our news production team of videographers under the leadership of Mike Villagomez with the creative direction of Megan Perez also play a key role in navigating our commitment to quality multi-platform news and entertainment for a multi-generational audience. KUAM Communications is an institution in regional media, founded in 1954 as Guam's first commercial broadcast radio station, with expansion into television in 1956. The station group has grown with our local and now global audience beyond broadcast to include digital properties and platforms. Our mission to be a resource of news, information, and entertainment for the region, connecting Pacific Islanders and those with an interest in our region from all around the globe through visual media. KUAM Communications is also Guam and the Marianas Islands, NBC and CBS affiliate. So there you go, the latest release out of KUAM Pacific Telestations, Inc., as we've made some leadership changes in our news department. Congratulations to Joan Ogden-Charfris. I know she stands ready to lead, and also Tomas Manglotnia, who he used to say he has a bright future in media, but that future has already started, right? So congratulations to everyone on the KUAM news team. Me, you know me, I'll be around doing stuff. Very grateful. I've been here 18 years. Dude, I've been at KUAM for 18 years. I also worked here for a couple years before I went over to Hit Radio 100. So I've done 20 total with KUAM Pacific telestations. And, I mean, every year it's just been as good as the next. I've been so blessed and fortunate that KUAM has had the faith in me to allow me to pivot my career in so many different directions. Because, you know, when I came over here, it was a Malfunction show, and then we wanted to do a Malfunction TV show. They said, hey, go for it. So we did that. I've done the sports anchoring. I've done investigative journalism with the news team. I was able to do a more serious iteration of the Malfunction show, which, I just posted up on my TikTok and a little bit of my IG, The Crossroads. Remember? And I kind of stumbled on this the other day. I was watching it in the office with some of the coworkers, and man, I did this back in 2018. It was The Crossroads, and it was this whole segment about people at the intersections asking for money. And in 2018, at the time that I did this segment, it was relatively new to see people at these intersections asking for money. It was so new that I had to go interview them because everyone was asking, like, who are these people? I've never seen them. What are they there for? What's their story? And so it was interesting for me to watch those stories and then to kind of fast forward to today in 2022, and the issue of homelessness is, it has exploded and it kind of reached, I want to say a boiling point, but I think it's boiled over, right? Where, 4 years ago we would drive out here in Harmon and there would be a guy named John, and then Regina would also be out there. And now you go out there and you've got, about 2 different people at each of the islands, pretty much at every major intersection within, a few square miles of the Harmon area. Then you go down to Tamuning and you see them there too. Hagatnya, they're there too. So it was interesting to me to catch this story and these interviews with these homeless people kind of at the beginning of this thing, and then to watch that and compare. Because when I interviewed these homeless people, we're going to get this segment up, probably this week or next week, just to share it with you guys again. It's still relevant, you know what I mean? When I interviewed these people, they were talking about just the newness of it, talking about getting attacked on social media, talking about getting attacked there at the intersection. So it was really interesting to me to have covered that kind of at its genesis and to be talking about it, years later here on the link, right? 6:44, it's Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. As always, a big, huge show for you guys on our Facebook live stream. Again, thank you. We just had a slew of congratulations going out relative to the reading of that release here. F. Glenn Lujan comments in, good morning, everyone. Biba Guam, Biba KUAM. Marietta Nichols says, hello from Fleming Island, Florida. Wow. That's a new one, right, sir? We ever had anyone from Fleming Island, Florida? We never have. So thank you very much. No pressure, Marietta. Tomas Farron comments in here. Good morning, fam. Good morning, Mr. Tomas. Good morning on you, my friend. Terry St. Augustine says, good morning, KUAM team. Chamarita Regis says, congratulations to Joan Uggan. Rosemary Laguatnia, congratulations. Bev Test Ferger Gonzalez, congratulations. Claire Mendiola, good morning on you. J.M. Montano, congratulations. Job well done. Terry St. Augustine says, good morning, beautiful Guam. Gloria Guerrero, congratulations. Reina Camacho says, congratulations to all employees assuming new positions. Tomas, go, go, go. Chamarita Regis, OMG, Jason Solis, congratulations, Jason. Mama Bear Debbie Davis says, congrats, Joan. Tomas McLaughlin and Jason Solis. All at KUAM News are awesome. Chamarita Regis, wait for it. KUAM, the best media. Thank you so much, Chamarita Regis. Doreen Pareda, congratulations. KUAM team strong. Thank you, guys. Daisy Mendiola also comments in congratulations. So if you're just tuning in now, boy, did you miss everything. JK, we still got a whole show ahead of us, but I just read out a release from KUAM Pacific Telestations. We made some internal changes. Joan Uggan-Charfaris is now the news director for the KUAM news team. Tomas Maglotnia, the assistant news director. And Lacey Martinez is also going to be our digital news editor, I believe. Let me get that actually totally right, guys. As we did make a bunch of changes, right? So, yes, Lacey's going to be our news and digital platforms editor. Lacey Martinez, sports director, Dave Delgado, and contributing feature and digital correspondent, Victorious Falon. So, congratulations again. It's 6:46, Wednesday, May 11th. Let's change it up a little bit, sir. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and take our first look at news, which is brought to you by Pacific Points. It is Wednesday, May 11th. Guahusi Chris, and the show continues next. Good morning.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KUAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KUAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote Archimoto culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platform and the KUAM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Tropicool Ice.
We're living in a new world with new ways of communicating, connecting, and moving through life.
Every day seems to be marked with change, and with all these changes, you need trusted people you can rely on for advice and insights about the things that really matter.
Let Gina and I walk you through everything you need to know about real estate, from buying to selling to renting, and all the details in between.
Join us with Jason Salas every week on House to Home.
House to Home every Tuesday on KUAM News Extra, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Northern Marianas, rise up to the challenge! June 17th through June 25th, the Northern Marianas will be hosting the NM Pacific Mini Games 2022. Athletics, badminton, baseball, beach volleyball, golf, tennis, triathlon, ba'a, and weightlifting. Visit northernmarianas2022.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you to our sponsors, Joten Dadai Foundation, T Galleria, Tansu Lin Foundation, Elin Group, Northern Marianas College, IT&E, Marpac, Docomo Pacific, McDonald's of Saipan, Mobile Out Micronesia, Bank of Guam, Triple J, and more.
Properties in the Tropics is your weekly roundup of the hottest properties on Guam. Every Thursday, get a virtual walkthrough of homes, apartments, townhomes, and land available for lease, rent, or sale, with a breakdown of the most important info, including cost, features, and of course, location details. Watch it on KUAM News Hotspot at noon on streaming and TV8, or catch the encore at 5 p.m. on TV11. You can also check out each installment on Instagram too. Properties in the Tropics is presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Man, it was just this passion and this other kind of drive, you know, and this camaraderie. I think something that I've learned is to be able to take a step back and see the bigger picture.
I think the sky's the limit for us.
Times I almost said what's on my mind, but I didn't. Just the other day, I wrote down all the things I'd say, but I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Hey, good morning. 6:49, Wednesday, May 11, 2022. Speaker Therese Terlahi is coming up here on the show, and let's get into our first look at news. Brought to you by Pacific Points from the KUAM News team with the very latest. It is your link update. Good morning.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafidang, good morning. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and here are your headlines on the link. Senators held a series of informational hearings Tuesday on the military buildup and federal relations. Officials discussed the billions of dollars pouring into Guam and the impact on the local community. Here's more.
The briefing featured presentations from 4 separate panels, including administration officials, chamber and business representatives, and of course the military. But several senators complained about the rules that host and Vice Speaker Tina Barnes made, that they could submit written questions but not ask any at the briefing. First to present was Governor's Advisor for Micronesia and Military Affairs, Carlotta Leon Guerrero.
The government of Guam feels that we are owed about $1 billion for unreimbursed compact cost. And at the same time, every year the government of Guam spends about $77 million in federal matching or debts or fees that we owe the federal government. So to offset that $1 billion may shake down to a lower number that everybody agrees on, but in any case, it will be a big number.
Chamber of Commerce President Catherine Castro.
All told, the financial expenditure for the relocation of military assets will be over $11 billion. This This does not consider additional improvements and future investment already spent. This also does not take into account the growth of new businesses that has come about and is expected to only increase to support the new military landscape as well as the growing needs of our own population.
But along with the benefits, senators like Sabina Perez also worried about the inevitable downsides.
I'm also concerned about, the spillover effects of the buildup in regards to the local population, in regards to the cost of living, affordable housing. I'm hearing more and more there's difficulties with our local people finding affordable places to live. And so I feel that needs to be addressed.
Military officials testify that from fiscal year 2021 to date, they've awarded 30 projects worth $1.8 billion, and starting next fiscal year, another $1 billion will be awarded as the buildup hits a construction peak from 2023 to 2025. Senator Mary Torres summed up what other senators will be asking about and watching for.
Going forward, it's really a balance between the good of the nation, national security, but most importantly, the good of the island and the community that hosts you here.
For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
A nationwide shortage on baby formula is hitting the mainland U.S. The shortage is so bad that Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas called it a national crisis. But is this shortage affecting Guam as well? Daniel Perez reports.
During a briefing Monday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked about the nationwide shortage of baby formula. Retailers are putting limits on how many canisters of formula new parents can buy online and in stores due to supply chain issues and ingredient shortages to make the formula. In the briefing, Psaki said that the FDA is not only working to ensure the formula on the shelves is safe for infants and babies, but also working with suppliers to try and make more formula available sooner.
What they're trying to do in the shorthand of it is increase supply by working with a range of manufacturers and what their capacity is to ensure that the kinds of formula that was recalled is where they're able to help ensure it's on the shelves.
With the shortage happening nationwide, KUAM sat down with one of the retailers, Payless Supermarkets, to find out if Guam is experiencing the shortage as well. Chief People Officer Louise Borja.
If there is a shortage now, it's basically just trying to restock what had been, because of the delay, there was a little bit of a shortage. But right now, at this point, the shortage is actually coming from our local suppliers. But Payless has been able to keep a good amount of baby formula on our shelves. And as a matter of fact, we just received about 50 cases to our Oka stores. So at this point, there was a little delay because of the recall.
It was back in February when KUAM reported that the baby formula products Similac, Alimentum, and Elicare were recalled due to complaints of Chronobacker Sakizaki and Salmonella Newport infections. Borja added that all of the Payless branches have an ample supply of baby formula. Should a shortage of formula hit the island, all Payless can do is wait for the distributor to send more.
We are really at the mercy of the distributors, which is, I believe it's MBI and Ambrose. So we kind of just hopefully that they would deliver as much cases as they can on a timely basis so that we don't have a shortage. We, again, like I said earlier, we did experience a little bit of shortage because of the recall. But at this point, across all of our stores, you could see a pretty good supply of Similac baby powder.
Nonprofits such as the Salvation Army also have enough baby formula to spare to families who need it for now. Captain Carrie Rood gave numbers of how many baby formulas they currently have.
We have probably enough for, I would say, about 20 families at this point, okay? But we're open to getting some more if that, in fact, is a need.
Parents should be on the lookout in the event the formula shortage hits the island. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
Over in the NMI, the impeachment hearing of Governor Ralph Torres is set for this Friday, the 13th. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglutnia reports on what's expected to unfold in the NMI's first ever Senate trial.
This Friday the 13th at 10 a.m., Governor Ralph Torres will stand trial in the Senate for the articles of impeachment charged by the House in January. The trial remains without a prosecutor or the thousands of pages of impeachment records after technical errors and failed negotiations by House leadership made up of a Democratic bloc. However, the governor's private counsel, Anthony Uggan, is expected to argue on behalf of Torres. It's unclear if the governor himself will be there in person to face the music. There are more questions than answers. It's unclear if there will be any witnesses. And without the other side there, what would arguing against nobody look like? The Senate's memo says that the hearing will continue day to day until its conclusion on weekdays. Written testimony will be accepted, and public comments of up to 5 minutes each are allowed. The only matter on the agenda is House Resolution 22-14, detailing the 6 articles of impeachment, 2 articles of felony commission, 2 articles of corruption, and 2 articles of neglect of duty. The governor's attorneys lost his motion to dismiss the articles of impeachment unopposed in April. The governor has denied all charges, even the criminal ones waged in court by the Attorney General. Friday will be historic. It is the first Senate impeachment trial in Commonwealth history. Tomas Manglona for KUAM News on Saipan.
And those are your headlines this morning. Now here's Uncle Ken with your Tomorrow News Update.
News Update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Buenos updates to get some to be sa morgen ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. The Superior Court of Guam anok si Nicholas Wayne Moore and si Eric Benjamin Salone gimen ng Wes Alberto Tolentino para further proceedings na hearing. Gidurante na na hearing a SEDI prosecution na pamarsipare kausa niya estidos sigon ni request na abogado niya si Moore si David Lujan. Matsaki dos na maninambad gagwihi gimamakin sinigon kareta gizaganya hais ki 15 de Oktubre 2020 na sakan. Ibiktima gwihi sa sangan niya turidar na tigwiza do pusima bebenga na minstead orto na tauto ni dumidibi si Moore sa lapi. Ni-report KUAM, afafan na si Moore otro na kausan mamuno. Para di fanay tay Michael Castro ni ma-report na malingo gi-kasi parewa na tempo ani masusedi azi drive-by shooting. Masasunto, mas talo paketing kandidato sa matsuli gi Guam Election Commission. Zanog nuebo siya na naan ni ma-express namin na lago niya para formalago para ofisinan ni publiko. Sigon di zanya website di GEC at suli pakitin niya para senador si Pete Perez. Za declare na dependente ipaten niya. I-committee to draft na petition sa Matsuli Loki Paketi para si Kelly Mars Taitano, gin senadora. Matsuli Loki Paketi para legislatura para Republican Fred Schmidt at si Bistra Mendiola. Membro si Mendiola ay Guam Freedom Coalition. Nung manaanok ti minagaw niya ni tamani magahaga Luliang Guerrero ang manehe pandemic COVID-19 na ma-express sa Loki na debi naman na fakpo public health na emergency. Si Alexander Duenas at si Armando Dominguez, todi do sa Democrat sa Matsuli Loki Paketi niya para legislatura. Malago para senador si Dominguez gi 2018 na eleksyon. YouTube na sunto gifinut tomorrow para pago na Merkulis gin ni KUAM News. Sa naman man sa namagun na asunto para bayan report. Animadsik para final si Julian Agon, human rights na abogao, para Pulitzer Prize and commentary para tinigay niya por Justisyang Klema gi Atlantic na Gazeta. Ititalo niya tinigay niya sa To Hell with Drowning. Za nalisa istorya ni Tato Tano na siyempre si Sugi Hinemlo. I-Pulitzer Prize sa ma-explika na itinigi agon na sedna piniti zan inohala. Gizan na post gimedan si Shad gi maltis na ogaan iling nga siyagon na tiyatungo o hafa parosangan. Sa sanmigan ng regresemento gizagwiza na adi tinigay niya sa sedi sa manfofo na komunidad di Oceania na lugar. No fanggayi gi tadlo gi kompensasyon por Justisyang Klema gi itinigi na manera. Para Guam News Network, Guam Second Conception. Yasunto gifinut sa moro sa presenta sa ninafato ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
I know you've been through some heartaches and pain. It's not about it, experience or change. It's part of life, it's what you decide. So don't be blinded by what gets in your way. You know what you want. You know what you need. You know who you are. You know you are a conqueror. So feel it naturally and feel it tonight. One love, one destiny, one love, one heart, one destiny, one love, one heart, one destiny. It's been a long time since I've seen a smile upon your face. So dry up those crying tears and stop your complaining. 'Cause love is so nice. You can do that same thing twice. Love is so nice. You can do that same thing twice. One love, one heart, one destiny, one love, one heart, one destiny, one love, one heart.
We're back. Good morning. The Lane, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box, 704. Speaker Therese Terlahi is coming up. Facebook Live, Lawrence Laguatnia, Bananas y Juice. Good morning. Bananas with Juice on you. We did have some comments in here. We'll talk about this here. Chamberita Rages, when people steal mail for checks, wondering how this person was expecting to cash it. A day. People didn't think ahead. We'll talk about that as a Magatsesi dude. I'm allegedly coming up here on the Link, 705 now. Lenny Farron of the Denancy brand Empire in studio now. Lenny, good morning, my friend.
Hafide, Bananas y Juice.
Yes, let's get right into it. So I wanted to kind of start because you did a bunch of like community improvement projects in Hoggett, right? So we're going to pop up the pics and then tell us a little bit about this partnership with Alex the Most Hated and what it meant for the village of Hoggett.
Oh, yes, sir. And thank you so much for allowing us to come on and spread this good word, you know, because we're just doing good things in our own village that we grew up in. You know, we're a couple business owners and we wanted to give back. And one of the things that is most memorable to us in the village of Agate was that basketball court.
Right.
And, you know, just the community kind of coming together around that area, and particularly that park and the tower that's located adjacent to the court. So Alex and I got together, and it all started with the collaboration, and it turned out to be much more. We got Manyelu involved. We got the Hoggett Mayor's Office, Vice Mayor Chris, who led us through this. Excuse me. And then, of course, with the help of Bear Paint and Home Depot and, man, there's all kinds of awesomeness going on here. Like Rick Castro from Bear Paint, Guam Bear donated a bunch of paint for us to do this. And the Few King, you're seeing his murals all over the island nowadays. Yeah. Lisa Nicholas, man, such good talent with Ken Pangilinan.
Is that how you say that? Few King.
The Few King,
okay,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah. What does that mean, man?
Yeah, he did the mural on the bridge. You know, I should have asked him that, but these guys are so talented. With Kim Pangilinan, my primo on the editing and the video. I mean, just such talent. They work so fast. And to be honest, man, like I've done a lot of different collabs, and this was definitely the realest collab I've ever been in. It's close to home in the heart of Agate.
Wow, and we're popping up the pics here. So this is this Lenny? Is this when you're coming from the cemetery, across the cemetery, then you kind of like hang that left by Mount Carmel towards
Yes,
Mount Carmel right in
sir.
the front, and then there's the little this
Yeah.
pavilion thing, right? With
Yeah,
the lookout.
we call it the tower, right?
The
But
tower,
it's just a
got it.
little, like you said.
That's what's a tower in the South, guys.
When you're little, right?
Yeah, that's a tower, bro.
That's well, it used to be called Aguila Elementary School, right
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right? So I went to Aguila Elementary School. So did Alex. So did all our, our brothers, our family.
Yeah.
Were rooted there, and that tower actually means a lot of different things to different people in the village. We whether you were hiding from the rain or hiding from your parents, I mean, or from somebody, that's trying to get you. But yeah, man, and just seeing the community come together on this project. We had Officer Tapao involved,
Nice.
and we did a little skit which is dropping today. You're gonna see the video done by Joaquin, and everything just kind of how it all came together with the kids from Manielu, and Market Deli provided the food for the kids.
Nice.
Barbecued as they painted.
Man, I know Lenny, you didn't get any pictures of the basketball court yet, but is there gonna be a big reveal today of that?
Yeah, so it's not actually the court that we're doing, because that's a future project that's coming up really soon. But what we did was just the surrounding area, so like the bleachers, the restroom, we redid it.
Good stuff,
and then
man.
the tower all the way down to the bridge where you'll see that Dunny Sali bird, which is actually pretty similar to the agate bird,
right?
Which is what the village is named after, right?
Nice.
I think it was called agat, right? That bird, but it looks like the Dunny Sali bird. But the OG Dunny Sali, the original Dunny Sali, right, really came from like Tinian, right? That's where that's in our mind. That's what we're thinking Dunny Sali's from. So we put a little bit of that in the sauce too.
Lenny, so improvements around the basketball court, sprucing up the tower. What was the reaction, I guess, from Vice and the mayor's office and just the community when, this kind of it sounds like it started as something you and Alex paired up on Denancy, right? But then it ended up turning into, hey, let's get down in the village and do something good.
Yeah, we approached him first, the Vice, and then of course he talked to the mayor, and then we had a couple meetings just to show like what our plan was, and we wanted to make it tie into what they just created around that park area for the FINA. It was the FINA Memorial, FINA Lake Massacre Memorial.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something that kind of tied into that, and that Sali bird and the Dunny plant. It just felt like a good representation of the village of Agate, and then of course our brand as the sponsors,
right?
And it's all due to this collab of the hot sauce and the t-shirt,
right?
Just all coming together, and it just turned out to be this, that's the beauty of it, because it was so organic. We're out there barbecuing, people are stopping by, giving us hugs, saying, hey, what's up, how's it going, offering help. That's community right there.
Yeah, and then to get in GPD, Officer Paul Tapao, and I know he's doing a lot of community outreach. And Manetlu, what was that like, man?
Yeah, because me and Alex are little,
knuckleheads.
We can't hide it, man. We're a little rough around the edges, but we've come a long way, and I think that's why we called this project Improve and Inspire.
Nice.
Because we're aiming to improve ourselves continuously, and inspire those around us through food, business, and art. And so Officer Tapao, of course, recognized that through us throughout the years, and we've done some outreach with him as well.
Nice.
With the youth before, but never on a collab level,
right?
Which is really cool. But he's not in uniform. Everybody knows who he is. They see his face, and they know, like, wow, that's cool. He's a part of
he
this.
is the uniform pretty much. You know what I mean?
He is GPD in our eyes.
And so what I was talking about is this started with the Denancy collab, right? And so you did actually bring a bottle of this new one. Can we kind of pivot and I'll try it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's do you have a spoon there?
I do. Yeah.
So Denancy brand is my newest project,
right.
And I've been making hot sauce so much, and I love to do collaboration sauces. I love to experiment. I always wanted to do a Dunny Sali sauce. Right, with the original.
Guys, if you guys know Dunny Sali, it's a hassle, because they're so tiny and you got to stem them, and it really takes a lot of work just to even work with this pepper, right?
Well, that's why it makes it so expensive, because the labor is tedious, unless you're picking it yourself. But why they call it Dunny Sali is really because of the Sali bird eating the seed and then bringing it around the island, I guess, through its
eating it in Tinian and then flying to Guam, right?
Once it goes through its digestive system and then it plants it somewhere else, then these little peppers come out, And the thing about it is they taste really good.
Yeah.
And you know us, we don't like really that pepper that's gonna sting the front of your tongue.
Right.
Because then it ruins the food. We want the doni that's gonna like, sit there and bring that heat but not kill the flavor.
Right.
So again, I always wanted to do a doni sali one. I had local doni sali from my farmer here, and I also had my primo Mark Mendiola. Shout outs to him. Got me.
He's the doni sali man.
He got me
Right.
doni sali
Sali man.
straight from Tinian,
Right.
And that's to me the original. And then we had some chocolate ghost peppers, and I mixed it all in. Some local lemon and salt. Just kept
Oh.
it real simple. And that's it right there. To me, that's agate in a bottle.
Yeah. Hey, Lenny, man, can we just a little bit more on the doni sali, like that flavor? When you talk about it, doesn't sting the front of your mouth. One thing I love about doni sali is there's like this smoke kind of element to it.
Yeah.
And it's just got a good taste
Yeah.
with a good heat.
Yeah, and the only way for me to describe it is like it's not like not earthy really, but it's more like umami, right? Where that and the chocolate ghost, they have like a silky kind of texture to it, and then the heat, it hits the back of your tongue. It doesn't hit your throat and it doesn't hit the front. It hits you right in the middle, and then it kind of hangs around, but not for too long.
Right.
You know,
It's like
not
a
like
good
an
guess.
not like an unwanted guess. You know, it's like it kind of makes you. So the whole point, of course, I'm in business, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we want you wanting more.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill. Only a couple drops. Oh, yeah, that's too hot.
That jar is gonna last like 5 years, right? Yeah.
Just use it
It's
all
gotta
the
be
time.
tasty, man.
That's why we say drizzle over everything. But this in particular is not. I don't think it's for everything. I wouldn't put this on dessert because it has lemon and stuff like
Right,
that. But
yeah.
anything chamorro, this thing is gonna.
So what are your top, like, just give me your top 3 pairings with this OG sauce?
Man, chamorro barbecue,
Okay.
red rice.
Yeah.
Tuna sandwich.
Tuna
which
sandwich.
I brought a tuna melt for
I
you
know.
to try.
Yeah, he brought a whole bunch of chow. So Lenny, I'm gonna try
Brunch.
this out, man. It's not gonna
Thanks.
kill me though, right?
I hope not.
Because I survived that top part. I think I'm all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
just
go.
right in the middle. I put a 4 out of 5 on the heat level.
Oh,
only. This is with the fresh palate, by the way.
Yeah, this is
this
fresh.
is live. First time Chris is trying
Okay,
this.
so. Okay, I got the doni sali there, the lemon, right? Lemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really good. Dude, what's flipping this is that chocolate ghost.
Yeah. Yeah. They both kind of hit in different places in the
Yeah.
middle of the tongue.
Yeah. Then I'm getting a little action on the ears. Ears are getting hot
There
in the
you go.
headphones a little
That's
bit.
that pugua,
Yeah.
that purple pugua feeling, right? That might
Dude,
be
this
a
is-
good hot sauce.
I could drink this.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
mean, in my opinion, I wanted it to be hotter.
It's hot. No, it's hot.
But
it's hot.
Yeah, the heat's there.
It is, but you don't get it at first.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I'm feeling it.
So you gotta watch out. Yeah, you gotta watch out because like you said, you
Dude.
could drink it. The flavors.
No,
there.
this is wow.
Man, thanks, bro. I
I'm
put
just
my
touching
heart
that
into
down
this.
in, some Tanala right there, winner.
Yeah, oh yeah, perfect. Tanala Cutney. Anything tomorrow, like I said, that thing pancit, whatever, because you got that fresh lemon. That's
Yeah.
local lemon.
Oh, that is really good, man.
Yeah, local
This
lemon.
is good to go, dude. Right in the bowl, just like boom.
Yeah, it's good. It's our first glass
and it comes in a
jar
nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
that we're doing. It's $10 online. It's available today at
Only
Denancy.
online?
It's available online at denancy.com. But locally, if you're on Guam, you can get it at the shop Guam. I see you sweating a
I have
little
a
bit.
little bit of sweat
but,
here.
But that's good.
Yeah,
that's
it
good.
is.
That's the good heat.
That's
that
good.
I'm
You burn
talking about.
calories while you eat when you
Yeah,
sweat.
but you're not like, like
Not
you
yet.
can still talk.
Not yet. Not yet.
But a lot of
Yeah.
people look for that, but I don't really go for that. Like I just want the heat there, Anyways, the shop Guam, most hated lifestyle. Go down there. They're in Agana, right in the heart. This hot pepper sauce, the OG Doni Sali is manufactured right in the heart of Hagåtña, at the Denancy brand manufacturing facility.
Headquarters.
And our farmers are HQ, and our farmers are all from down south currently, and then we got Doni from Tinian. So yeah, everything, support local. We appreciate it. Oh, by the way, $2 from every bottle sold is going to the Project Inspire.
Oh,
so
nice.
we're still
Beautiful.
Yeah, still working on
Lenny, so Nadine comments in here, do you do mail orders? And of course, if you order online, you can get it shipped to
that.
wherever.
Yeah. So anybody that's listening in the States or has family in the States, they could go on the website today. I only made
Right.
50 bottles.
Wow.
Okay, that's for the website. So,
Limited.
It's super limited. It's Donny Sali, man. You cannot find it. That's
yeah,
yours,
I gotta
bro.
hold on to this.
That's
man.
yours. Yeah.
No more spoon.
No.
It's just gonna be drops. Just drops.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
You can get it online. It should be live after lunch, Guam time
Sweet.
today, 12 p.m.
Len, I want to compare this with your Denancy, the drizzle.
Yeah.
I love the drizzle, dude. It's got. I mean, I can eat it with everything. I really like it on eggs.
Yeah.
This one is a little hotter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. The flavor is crazy on this, dude. Like
Yeah.
this is.
It's the pepper,
It's
bro.
amazing.
That's the
yeah.
strain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of that chocolate ghost, man. It's giving that lingering heat. But like you said, I'm not quite at the. But I
Right.
do want some more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we in the industry, in business, food especially, we always want to leave you wanting
some
a
more.
little bit more.
Yeah, I do.
Because the regulars is where it's at. That's why the drizzle is where it's at. We do get a lot of online orders from the States. Si Diyos Masi, Tatos and Lago, right, for ordering from us.
They're very malago.
Very mahaling.
Yeah,
you
that
know.
too.
And so our website is denancy.com, and Denancy we spell it with the E. Okay, so
Yeah.
DE. Nancy.
Yeah, there you go.
No glotta, right? Just
Right.
denancy.com. And you can order online, and we have different flavors there. The local honey, the spicy honey. We got
Sweet.
calamansi. Yeah, check us out up there. Or just go to our social media.
What about the shirts, dude? Where can they get the shirts?
Oh, man, the shirts. So Alex made these awesome shirts for us. OG Donny Sali over at the shop locally. I'm not sure if it's online, but you can follow them at Most Hated Lifestyle. Or the shop Guam, and you can inquire about their shirts, what sizes they have.
And the shop is across Pokey Fry with a big Kobe.
Pretty much, yeah,
mural.
with the
Okay.
Kobe Bryant
Got
and his daughter mural that the Few King also did.
The Few King.
Yeah, and yeah, so you can go there to get the shirts. They're in black or white, and visit their social media to see the different styles.
Thank you, Len.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Bro.
I want to just
Appreciate
go
it.
to the break so I could chow this tuna sandwich.
Yeah,
with,
thanks for trying the sauce, man.
with the
Appreciate
sauce,
it.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good, man. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Wow.
Good stuff. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome. Got it, bro.
There
Thanks,
you go.
man.
Hey,
Catch you
Lenny
later.
Farron, 719. Speaker Therese Terlahi is on the way. Good morning on you guys. Brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. The show continues next. It's The Link.
KUAM
Start off your
Communication is
middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV 8 weekdays at noon, with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV 11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
Join the Foundation for Public Education as they recognize some amazing teachers in our community and award one deserving person the title of Teacher of the Year. Watch the broadcast or live stream on the KUAM News Facebook page on Sunday, May 15th at 6:30 p.m. to meet the 6 finalists and learn about their exceptional work as educators, plus special messages from Superintendent John Fernandez, sponsors, and the current Teacher of the Year, culminating in the live announcement of the 2023 Teacher of the Year. It's a special event you don't want to miss. The 2023 Teacher of the Year is presented by the Bank of Guam, Cards Plus Guam, and the KUAM Care Force.
Special thanks to our community partners.
Guys, this is all fundamental stuff we started 2 months ago. All we gotta do is trust in it and lean on it and believe in each other.
If you lose the championship this year, would you consider this a failed season?
Yeah.
Join Nestor Lacanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&E and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good. With its spicy marinara and sliced red chilies. It's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot. You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. Knowing our pizza's the Hut.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows. Catch Sports Link on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
I float to space and see you wandering around, picking my brain on how you'll try to tie me down. No smile made can change my mind about how I feel. This time is mine and I don't need to try again. Drifting away, I hope that you can understand. Don't press replay, the song of us now has an end. You'll be okay, remember you said that before. Let me say this once so that you'll know for sure. I wanna stay sunset sipping, chillin' West Coast, find a life, stay tipping. On my toes, ready for the wind, ready for the clear sky to take me in. I wanna stay sunset sipping, turn on, tune in, drop out listening to the sounds flowing through simulation. This I knew. I have to become one, find love in place of life. Till then you'll catch me. Sunset, sunset, sipping. Sunset, sunset, sipping. Sunset, sunset, sipping. Sun, sun, sunset, sipping. Sun, sun, sunset, sipping. Sun, sun, sunset.
Hey, good morning.
Sun, sun, sunset, sipping. How to express.
Well, I think I've had just about everything to drink this morning. I've had coffee, I've had Killcliff, I've had water, I've had Denancy. I guarantee you no other morning show drinks Denancy for breakfast. That is a guarantee. Good morning, it's 7:25, Wednesday, May 11th. We did have some comments here. Chamarita Rageous. Ooh, you're making me malago to taste some. Got that watery mouth. Margarita Cassandra, how much is it? You can go on their website. Kate Baltazar. What's up, Kate? How are you? Dodge, Biba, Lenny, and Pika. Marsha Lujan, thanks for joining us this morning, Marsha. Good morning on you. Joy Rivera Woodward. Good morning, Joy. Bananas and Juice. KUAM Link Crew. Julieta, Auntie Julieta Canenni here. Good morning, Chris and KUAM team. Can I please make a shout out to our GDOE team of school nurses celebrating National School Nurses Day today? Let's go ahead and give a big hand to all the school nurses as we celebrate School Nurses Day today. Biba! Let's work on our Biba, guys. It's election year. Biba the school nurses! Biba! Right on. Good morning on you guys. Cabo Enterprises, ITE, and Jack in the Box are proud to present this episode of The Link. Good morning. Speaker Therese Terlahi is coming up here. We did say we would talk about this. Let's pop up the mug, sir. As a man caught on tape stealing mail packages over the weekend, arrested. Good work, GPD. As Adrian Paul Quintanilla Cruz was arrested here. Let me read the story out for you. The man caught on surveillance video footage breaking into mailboxes in Dedido was arrested and charged in the district court of Guam. Yep, that is a federal crime, meaning federal time. Adrian Paul Quintanilla Cruz admitted to Guam Police Department detectives that he broke into the mailboxes looking for checks to steal. The confession came after officers picked up Cruz on May 9th for the offense of forgery at the Gucci store in Tumon. So this young gentleman's very active. I mean, kind of shows you the state of mind of some of these, people that are getting arrested. Picked up on May 9th for the offense of forgery at the Gucci store in Tumon. According to court documents, the postmaster notified the Postal Inspection Service of a break-in that occurred over the course of the weekend at the commercial mail receiving agency located on Chalambalacu and Dedido. CMRA supervisor Chona Aguilar confirmed there were at least 27 different mailboxes that were broken into. Cruz, at the time of his arrest, was wearing the same clothing and hat. Ew, he didn't shower. That he was seen wearing in the videos. So what's really tragic about this is those people, right? Do we know the checks that he stole? Have they been given back to the people they were stolen from? Are they just lost now? Do these people have to now contact whichever? I mean, were those Gov Guam checks? Was it Programa Salapi? Was it tax refunds? Right? We don't know. And are those people who were victims of this person and his crimes, are they going to be compensated, right? What's the process going to be moving forward? Well, I'm pretty sure we'll find out today with the KUAM news team. Good morning. There was also something else I had seen relative to this case, and where was that? Yeah, apparently this is the second case accusing Cruz of mail theft in less than 3 months. On February 23rd, a United States Postal Service video camera allegedly caught Cruz opening other people's mailboxes at the Tamuning post office. This guy is a Saki in the February case, allegedly. Cruz told investigators that he fished checks, one worth $659, and in another person's mailbox, $21,000 worth of checks were stolen, according to court documents. It wasn't clear why the theft of mail and checks at the Tamuning post office in February was treated as a local case and not a federal case. He's also facing local charges, including burglary, fraudulent use of a credit card, identity theft, criminal impersonation, theft, home invasion, and criminal mischief. Yeah. So it's another one of these. Interesting that he would get arrested for that and then be back out on the street again to commit pretty much the exact same crimes. And we're right back to having this conversation. I feel like with a lot of these would-be criminals and criminals, odds of fear, right? It's like they're not scared. Why would they be? I mean, if I'm a Saki out here and I'm reading the news and I'm reading that this Adrian Paul Quintanilla Cruz guy was just stealing mail out of Tamuning post office a few months ago, and somehow he's back out on the street to steal mail in another village. Who do we get mad at here? Is it the judges again? Is it the judges that are letting these guys out? Because it's very frustrating, right? It's where are the people that they release that are good, right? Do we hear about those people? Are they out there? Because it seems like the people that they release after they commit crimes, I mean, all too many times, right? We're talking committing felonies while on a felony release. I've even seen over the last few years people who commit felonies while on felony release. Like we're talking like 3 felonies. And it's interesting also when you ask about it, right? Because has to do with the whole legal system, right? And I don't know how the judges determine who needs to be locked up and who doesn't, or what the situation is with these people's so-called rights, right? But it is just as a community, disheartening is not even the right word. Disgusting, I think, is more appropriate. That these people who are committing these crimes and getting arrested for them, right? We got to commend the police department because they are making the arrests. And it's probably just as frustrating for these officers, whether or not they're getting 18% more or whatever. But it's probably frustrating for them to arrest a guy like this and then have him out on the street forging checks, allegedly. Stealing mail in Dedido, allegedly. You know what I mean? Do you guys... Yeah, you feel me? I talk about people about this all the time, and it's a big thing that happens way too often. So there you go. They got the guy. We'll see if he stays behind bars this time, though, right? I mean, the way things are going, I think in a month we're going to read another story about Adrian Paul Quintanilla Cruz doing something else. We're going to take a quick break and come back with Speaker Therese Terlahi right here on The Link. My name is Chris. Good morning.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom
Start
today.
off your middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV 8 weekdays at noon, with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV 11.
The menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the fresh Garden Bar.
Join the Foundation for Public Education as it recognizes some amazing teachers in our community and award one deserving person the title of Teacher of the Year. Watch the broadcast or live stream on the KUAM News Facebook page on Sunday, May 15th at 6:30 p.m. to meet the 6 finalists and learn about their exceptional work as educators, plus special messages from Superintendent John Fernandez, sponsors, and the current Teacher of the Year, culminating in the live announcement of the 2023 Teacher of the Year. It's a special event you don't want to miss. The 2023 Teacher of the Year is presented by the Bank of Guam, Cards Plus Guam, and the KUAM Care Force.
Special thanks to our community partners.
Guys, this is all fundamental stuff we started 2 months ago. All we gotta do is trust in it and lean on it and believe in each other.
If you lose the championship this year, would you consider this a failed season?
Yeah.
Somehow stepped into my life, and you bring sunshine to my eyes. You make my life worth living for, and you make me hold on to my dreams once more.
Who's singing this song? This is Nicole Leon Guerrero. Hagu. The EDM version. Good stuff. I think they should do EDM and reggae versions of all the Chamorro classics. Thank you, and good morning to my Prim Eric Bora. Thank you for listening, my friend. Oh, Guam Police Department is on Airport Road. taking pictures, which is a metaphor for doing a speed trap. They're not really taking pictures. They're actually taking your speed up there at the airport. So heads up on that. Good morning on you guys. It is 7:36, brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. It is the link here. My name's Chris, and let's head into the KUAM News Link Zoom room where Speaker Therese Terlahi is standing by. Good morning, Speaker.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, KUAM. Good morning, Guam.
Let's go ahead and get right into it. I guess 291, Bill 291, the heartbeat bill.
Chris.
Oh, yes.
Okay, a bird just hit my window. Hold on,
Wow.
hold on. that was very strange.
Time out, guys.
Wow. No, I wanted to first, if I could, sorry, but
Okay.
can I say congratulations to those at KUAM on the announcement this morning. I speak to Joanne Ogden-Charforus, Jason Wallace, and the others, and I'm so very happy for all of them. So.
Right, it's going to be a great thing, and I'm really confident in their ability to lead the news team. How's that bird, Speaker?
Oh, well, it hit the window. It looks like it was being chased by another one, hit the window, and then bounced back off. But that was a loud thud.
Okay, so this is a bird, not a chicken, right?
No, a giant bird. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, so.
To congratulate Julia Nugget on the nomination Pulitzer Prize. That's really an amazing thing. I'm so proud.
Oh, Speaker, can you try turning down your volume just a little bit, and then I can turn you up on my end?
Okay.
That's good. Yes. So you wanted to congratulate Attorney Julian Uggan as well on his nomination for the Commentary Pulitzer Prize, right?
Absolutely, yes. He makes Guam proud, and you know, his I think the way they described his writing was correct. It's heartbreaking and yet hopeful at the same time. So
right. It's pretty amazing. I was talking about this yesterday, that it's amazing that we have a Pulitzer Prize nominee here in 2022, but it's also amazing that we actually have someone who won a Pulitzer Prize. Right, Manny Crisostomo. I mean, on such a little spot on the map in Guam that you know, we could have, you know, two people being involved with this whole process. That, you know, I mean, it's huge. Pulitzer Prize is huge.
Yeah, and we see it a lot. There's excellence on Guam. Yeah. There's excellence, you know, all over on Guam. It just really has to be showcased.
So more excellence.
Thank you for doing that as well. Yeah.
Speaker, so Bill 291, there was a couple days of hearings. Can we just round up and then tell us what is the way forward for this measure? Because was it 1 day of hearing or 2 days of hearings?
We had 2 days, 2 afternoons and 2 evenings of hearings. We allotted 16 hours for this bill to have hearings because we, prior to even setting that hearing, we had at least 600 emails. Knew that this was going to be something where there were a lot of people that wanted to weigh in, and we don't normally see any bill, I'll tell you that right now. And so I think right now our total's over 1,000 of emails on this bill. That means testimony. So all of this will be included in the committee report. So we did have the hearings. We sent out the rules in advance. I wanted to make sure everybody knew they were going to get a fair shot at speaking. They also had to, you know, help us to make it very efficient. So, and I want to thank those who did come to testify. I thought they were very respectful and that they you know, adhered to the rules as much as possible. And so I was able to allow my colleagues to ask questions of every panel. And you know, we've been kind of experimenting with that, right? Sometimes I wait till the very end of all the panels and then allow questions, but it's very hard to catch that much later from the testimony. So I wanted to try to catch it as early as close to the testimony as possible, and we were able to do that. So I did allow my colleagues who attended the hearing to ask questions. Not everyone attended the hearing. I'm a little sad about that because this is an issue that for me, it really seems to have created a big divide in our community. And I think it's very incumbent upon us senators to listen to every person who has something to say about this, to listen to them, to consider that, you know, that's all part of it. We have to consider all of that as we make our decision. And I think a lot of the testimony was actually very helpful. They gave some suggestions, recommendations. They told us exactly which parts of the bill they did not like. This bill has so many different things in it. First of all, it changes the time period, of course, where abortions would be allowed. And that would, so we had the Roe versus Wade time period, and we had the Planned Parenthood time period, which was a viability standard. It's when the fetus is viable. And this would reduce that to 6 weeks, right? So they had a good discussion on 6 weeks, right? What does that mean? But a lot of the bill talks about civil liability, right? Who gets to sue who? And I would say that's the most controversial part of this bill. It's that who gets to sue who? My neighbor gets to sue my other neighbor. Actually, that neighbor could sue the father of the baby. It could sue, all kinds of, anyone can sue anyone. Really, that's the bottom line. And so that's, and the other thing that is written into this bill is that it precludes this bill from being challenged in the court by, I think, very, very limited as to who can challenge this bill as to its constitutionality. Right. Or
so, Speaker, can I just cut in there because so would let's say for example this bill passed into law, would the Attorney General be able to challenge its viability in court?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. He's supposed to be by statute entitled to challenge every statute as to its constitutionality. So we did invite the Attorney General to testify, and he said Attorney James Canto, head of the Civil Litigation Division over there at the AG's office. So they did testify that there would be implications if, of course, what we've got in flux here, right? This is another thing. It's like the timing of this bill and what we've got in front of us is a leaked Supreme Court opinion, right? Yeah. And so if that's really going to be the opinion, how does that affect Guam's law? We've got existing law that's been, deemed null and void because it was unconstitutional. So now would that bring that law back in? And yes, it would, right? So if the Supreme Court makes a decision a certain way, we might bring back an even stricter law that was passed by Bill Arreola, I think in the 90s.
90s, right. Speaker, can you kind of bring us up to speed? So if that Supreme Court ruling does come out and then that existing law in the books comes back into play, what does it mean?
Well, it just means that I think if we are going to pass this law, that we should be aware, if we're going to pass the bill in front of us today, that we should be aware that it might impact other standards that are already set in Guam's law, or is that the intention, right? That's what's not clear, is what is the intention in relation to that other law. And so, but that law has a very interesting mechanism in it. So that law was strict. It's no abortions allowed at all, except, trying to remember, I'm sorry, I don't have my notes in front of me. I can't remember the exception, but there were very little exceptions, if any. But what it did is, so the law was passed, and then in that law, it says there must be a referendum to confirm this law. So they were going to get the consensus of the people on it in the end. But that law became, it was deemed null and void. So it's kind of on hold, on the side, right? Yeah. So if this Supreme Court decision affects whether that law is still null and void, that's something we have to consider. But anyway, so for Bill 291, hearings, we've got all kinds of testimony on it. I don't know. That's why I'm concerned. I want all the senators to really consider all the testimony that's come in, to read every letter. It's really something to hear from everyone in this community, right? In this topic. And I have to tell you, Chris, there was some very brave, and it was very moving on both sides. And so what I want is to come up with something that our community, can live with, that is not going to further divide us, that is going to, help us to move forward in the best way possible. But so what we're going to do, we're taking the testimony, we're spreadsheeting, we're using a spreadsheet, and we're pretty much, so I want to do all kinds of ways that I can show the senators what it is that came in, and show the people of Guam too what it is that came in, what their issues were, what they were saying, and so that it's very, very clear. We don't make a decision in a vacuum. Yeah. And so we're working on that right now. After this, when we committee, we have the option to incorporate, any suggestions or recommendations that were made or that the committee finds would help the bill, and of course up to the Committee on Rules whether this bill gets placed on a session agenda. And then if it gets placed on a session agenda after it's reported out of committee, then of course it would be up to the body to deliberate and to vote on that bill.
Right. So it's in. So basically, you're saying it's with the Committee on Rules now?
Not yet. No, it's still with my committee, and we're still working on the committee. I told you there's over 1,000 testimonies. Right, yeah. So we're trying to incorporate all of those, and we have to make findings and recommendations as a committee, and so we're working on that as well. But my goal is to get this done as soon as possible. My one thing I didn't like is that there are, like I said, the Supreme Court that's still in play. That's but also, it's if we're going to throw out an issue that is so divisive of our community, then I really want all of our attention on it and to resolve it as soon as possible, because I think we have to continue, work, and we have to continue to work together, and it really has a potential to be even more divisive than we have seen, I think. And we've seen this across the nation. This is why I say this. It's because if you look across the nation, this is such a divisive issue. We've got protests on the steps of the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? And so this is something I think it's in our best interest to really look at with all of our attention and to resolve as soon as we can.
Speaker, you mentioned all the emails. Are those up on your website if people wanted to view the testimony?
Yes, we tried to load them up on our website while we're preparing the committee report. As soon as the committee report is done, legislature's website. So my website is Senator Terlahi, Senator Terlahi, Guam, what is it? SenatorTerlahi.com. And yeah, it's SenatorTerlahi.com. And of course, the legislature's website will be where the committee report is when it's complete.
Got it. SenatorTerlahi.com. We're sure that's your final answer.
Because my email's so close to that, I get confused.
Yeah. She doesn't go on her website, guys. No.
My email, senatorterlahi@gmail. So yeah, I get you. Anyways.
All right. So thank you for that, Speaker. Is there an update on the liquid fuels tax measure?
Yes, thanks for asking. Of course. So we just saw in the news the other day, the fuel prices again are over $6 a gallon. And again, my liquid fuels tax bill is intended to remove the liquid fuels tax from every gallon of gas, which is currently set at about 23 cents per gallon. And so I think that's a significant savings for consumers. It's going to affect individuals, families, and businesses. So also business consumers, this bill. The bill had a public hearing. It was introduced in February. It had a public hearing in April, and it's, I think, ready to go. We even submitted a version with changes that incorporated some of the sentiment at the public hearing, removed any confusion that this would affect the mayors and their budgets or anybody's budget, because all it's going to do is affect the liquid fuels tax. And it's going to reduce that tax on consumers, and the fuel companies have come in and said that they would pass that savings on. They made it very clear. So I think that's we're in a good situation to actually affect gas prices where we've never been able to do that before, and or never been willing. And I think I'm advocating that bill be put onto our upcoming session agenda. It hasn't been reported out of the Committee on Appropriations yet. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for that. And in the interim, the Committee on Appropriations chair introduced his own bill to put a temporary moratorium on some of the liquid fuels taxes. And but that's a temporary moratorium, and
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that the appropriations chair has your bill in his committee, and then he came out with kind of like a copycat measure, but is more temporary in the meantime while your bill's stuck in committee?
That's correct. Yeah. And so, I don't know the rationale behind that. It says, he says that, I don't know, that he's talking about what's, something that I think was mistakenly talked about was the cost of affecting this fuel tax, decrease. Right. Removing the fuel tax pursuant to my bill is going to remove revenue from the government of Guam in the amount of about $4.5 million for this fiscal year, $8 million for every fiscal year after that. That's all. And I say that's all, even though it's $8 million, because in comparison to what we see being spent on other things, it's really nominal. $4 million we can easily absorb with our $64 million excess revenues for this fiscal year alone. And over the past 3 fiscal years, we've had about $123 million in excess revenues. And that means that if the legislature did not appropriate, or we don't give this back to consumers, in their liquid fuels tax, that means this is money that the executive branch spends because the legislature did not dictate where it goes. We did not give it back as liquid fuels, relief. And that means the executive branch spends it wherever they want. And I really believe this is our job here in the legislatures to prioritize where that type of money is going to go. So during the budget process, we established one priority. I was very adamant about that. We are going to establish that 20 million of any excess that came in over what we were budgeting was going to go towards tax refunds. And as you can see, our tax refunds are prompt now, right? And we've been really, adamant about this for years, that we are going to prioritize tax refunds. The second thing now I think we need to do is give some relief in the taxes. The situation's not going away. It's continuing to haunt everyone while they are being bombarded with higher costs in every other aspect of their lives. And so I say we affect what we can affect here, and I think I don't know. I think it's an absolute win for the people of Guam to be given this tax relief, and I think it's going to encourage them instead of what we're doing now is choosing between gas and food. Taking care of your children. That should not be the case, or expanding your business. We need all of those other things to happen. We need to allow them to travel, to get to schools, to get to work, to expand their businesses.
Yeah, Madam Speaker. With the program like Programa Salapi, right, which is kind of a shot in the arm, that $300, meant to kind of bridge people in a system with increasing costs. And I know the intent of it was to help with the gas, but you're right. I mean, people are making the choice, gas or groceries. Maybe I put 5 in the tank and buy 10 of groceries. Right. So you're liquid, and it's more of a long-term solution, you're saying, right? So this 300, I feel like that's kind of a done deal. It's gone. People applied for it. The checks have gone out. But what now?
That was significant, and that was great. And I'm glad that went out. I wish it went out faster, right? That's my only criticism of it is we've got to get this out faster. That's my issue today with this liquid fuels tax. If we're going to do this, let's do this now while they need it, while, I really am concerned about families. The government of Guam has issued out funds for businesses and some federal funds for individuals, but I think it's the individuals that really need our attention right now. And I think it's We want to shore up families in every way. I know you've been talking about those who are, homeless and on the street, and we are seeing an exacerbation of this situation, right? And I think that's why I say it's incumbent on us, while we stand up shelters and while we stand up services, that we relieve some of these pressures from every family. From everyone is trying to make it through working, right? It's like earned income tax credit. We're trying to shore up those who are working and make sure they can continue to work. And that's what I want to do with this. And I think it should be done right away.
We did have a couple.
We can affect this change for the rest of the fiscal year, which is all the way up till September. Still a significant to do this, right? Immediate impact all the way up to September, and then we get to deal with this at this point. It would not impact services, and that's big. We have the luxury to do this right now. And it's not really a luxury when we've got families who are suffering. So I think it's imperative that we do this right now.
We did have a comment. Holding Speaker's bill hostage in his committee, then introducing his own similar bill is not respecting his colleagues who represent the people, unprofessional and underhanded. Chamarita Regis comments in here, removing the liquid tax, but our gas doesn't meet the minimum wages of people. So if gas is $6 a gallon and your net pays $300, isn't that ridiculous? Doing the math, $75 for gas, $175 for food, if not qualified for food stamp, and the rest is rent. Doesn't even consider utilities payments. A day. Yeah, I mean, it's...
We have really situation. It's very clear. It's an unaffordable situation. I am hoping that the ARP funds are going to target, the affordable housing issues that we've expressed in our submission of a potential plan to the governor. That was one of the key goals in that plan. Bring the infrastructure into areas where we already have land and we have places that we can build housing. We need the infrastructure, right? And so we've talked about it. I've talked to some projects, on their list, but it's really that implementation that we need to see as soon as possible. And I don't know if everybody's feeling as urgent, but that's how I feel. I feel the situation is urgent. We are losing people off of, they're leaving Guam because it's unaffordable. That's the last thing we want. We want our, as we just talked about, excellent, talented, skilled people to stay. We want those who we have set up programs for re-education, retraining. We want them to be effective in that. And, so we've got to fix it all the way around. We've got to help in the training, the education, and we've got to find places for them to live. It's really becoming that critical.
Speaker.
And for them to get to work.
Right. Just a few issues because I know we're up against the top of the hour here, but if you could, budget talks, war claims, and then a little bit on the State of the Island address. But maybe we could just start with that. When is the State of the Island address going to happen? Have you heard anything from the congressman about the congressional address?
Island address from the governor is supposed to be her introduction of the budget to us, right? And telling us what they need and why. And so normally that happens in February. I remember Carl Gutierrez, giving his wife Valentine's Day flowers during his address. I mean, things like that. So what I have tried, and I've told the congressman last year, and, I'm very concerned about this with the governor and the congressman this year, is that I do not want the legislature, this venue that we have afforded, for the State of the Island address and the State of the Congressional address, to be turned into political, right? That's not the intent of it at all. It's to talk to the senators about, and the people of Guam, about why the budget looks the way it does, their request, right? And what do in the upcoming year, and some of what we have accomplished in the past year, but more what this budget and what in the upcoming year. And for the congressional, same thing. What are the upcoming year? What are the goals? We met our goals from last year. And I have afforded every, as respectfully as possible, opportunity. I've urged them to do this early because I do not want it to turn into a political thing. And I think that's very disrespectful of the legislature and the people of it's going to turn into. So no, I do not. June or July, I want it to be done. We've got May now, and I hope they can get that done because you have to remember the going into its own, this is our super intense time. We are in budget hearings almost every single day. Things are budget hearings. And then we are in a session that lasts for a month, and it's pretty much too late by then if we're going to hear, why we need the budget to look like this.
So, Speaker, are they just not going to, what's your read on it, though? Are they just not going to do the address? Because, you said it's normally in February.
No, I think they all want to do their addresses and their I can't speculate, but I just think, of course, there's an election coming up and maybe they think closer to the election's more advantageous, but I don't want it to turn into that. So I am encouraging both of them. Let's have it in May or let's not have it at all. Let's just get this done. I don't want this. This is not supposed to be an election year speech. It's supposed to be, why is our budget looking like this? And like I said, we are probably halfway through with the budget hearings by now. You know what I mean? The appropriations chairs really been putting us through a tough schedule of meetings and hearings daily, every day. And so that's made it very hard for us to do our other bills and our other work, have hearings on those as well. And so we're under a very tight schedule. That's my look at it. Maybe I'm being too blunt, but I've really been trying to afford the respect, for both of those offices and to give us the advantage of, before we question the mayors on their budget, let's hear from the governor why she allocated this much for those departments only, right? Or those types of things, why the increases went to this place. So speaking of budget, so there were two that came in that I just wanted to highlight. One was the mayors, of course, and the mayors came in testimony. They went through pretty much their whole list of items and issues that need to be resolved that have not been resolved. And I love it. I love that type of engagement. So they were really on it, I thought, and they gave us even recommendations and they pointed out what they thought was unfair, that, for example, they're the first responders in emergencies, even before the declaration of emergency is made. They have to go and prepare. But yet their people, they don't get emergency pay until that declaration is made, and they don't get overtime, different things like this. And so they made a very good issue. We talked about, of course, illegal dumping. They've made some great strides, these mayors, in resolving, cleaning up the illegal dumping. I don't think we've actually got to the point where we are resolving the prevention of it, right? But they told us that they were able to identify vehicles. They've asked for more assistance from GPD when the vehicles are first left. They say GPD comes and takes the license plate, leaves the vehicles, and they want, GPD's further assistance in that regard to remove these vehicles immediately, impound them. They've got the license plates. They should be able to track them. The longer they stay, the more the cars are unidentifiable. Right. But the mayors have done a good job. Some of them told us they were able to get the VIN numbers and they were able to track down the owners, and it's a matter of then the enforcement, right? So after that, it's the other agencies and enforcement as well.
Right. So wait, you're basically saying the mayors are now police detectives?
They're doing all kinds of things. They're police detectives. They're, regulatory agencies.
Stray animal rounduppers.
Exactly. And that's what they've always told us, right? They're the first responders for every situation there is on Guam. And they want to have the staff to do that well. And they also need all their work to come to fruition, right? Like when they work hard to find out, whose vehicle this is, or, this is the issue. Can we do something about it? And I'm continuing to look into those things as well. For example, the Chamorro Land Trust, that's one of those agencies under my jurisdiction committee. And I've we've talked to them very much. We know the problem areas, and I think they have to do a little bit more too to prevent by putting up fences or something else. And so we're trying to get them, additional funding through their own mechanisms, such as the submerged lands. And so I don't know if you saw, we had a hearing on we have another submerged lands bill. These are the waterways that are coming in. Those are owned by Chamorro Land Trust in many instances. So they've been leasing this out. So we mechanism so that these leases are going to get more global prices as opposed to the really nominal amounts that they were receiving.
Yeah.
And so if they can get these global prices, and it looks very promising. All the companies came in and said, yes, this is fair, and we are willing to do this. And we have seen this in California. We've seen this in other places. And so they're willing to do this. And they Guam is critical. It's and I say we take advantage of it finally. And so that's what we've done. And so we've created a whole new methodology for Chamorro Land Trust to take advantage of its ownership of these submerged lands, to bring in revenue that is going to in turn, let it manage its properties better, bring in that sewer and the water to the places before we create slums, right? Instead of that, create subdivisions. And that was the whole vision of Paul Bordali when he created the Chamorro Land Trust. And they were very smart. It's really
visionary
thing to do. And we just have not implemented it well. And so I'm really trying to help them to fix that. But I'm telling you, it's hard. We've got decades of maybe mistakes that we're trying to overcome, or they're trying to overcome over there. And I keep trying to encourage them. All of those decades of mistakes, that's one thing. But we also have, right now, we need leases. We need residential properties. We need new hope for everyone that you are moving on this and that you are going to, create these subdivisions as we've been talking about. So they come in on our oversight hearings and they show the subdivisions that they're going to be creating, and they're going to be coming in again. And I'm telling you, I am a little impatient. I really want to see that these things are happening sooner rather than later. And that's always the issue for me. It's like year after year. I've been here now 6 years. It feels like, 1 year and sometimes, but Chamorro Land Trust, I, like everyone else, I know I'm growing impatient. I want these things to happen sooner. I want the ARP funds to be used. I want the submerged land lease funds to be used. I want all the funds we have available to us to really solve those long-standing 20-year issues, 50-year issues now.
Speaker, relative to submerged lands, I think this was ancestral lands, though. Was that that whole lease with AT&T, Tangeesan, was that resolved? Go ahead.
Ancestral lands has ownership of some submerged lands.
Okay.
So that's their issue, is that they just want to make sure that our bill doesn't impact their submerged lands or also allow them this type of methodology for their submerged lands.
So that's what I was saying. Are we going to have uniformity across the board for Chamorro Land Trust submerged lands and ancestral lands?
I would like to. And I just think it would definitely be better, I think, than what they're receiving. I think right now, no one is receiving revenue for the submerged lands portion of that AT&T lease. Wow. So these are the things. These are things that were negotiated before me.
Right. And then the AT&Ts.
I don't agree with how they were negotiated. I don't know why we did that. So they're paying for the terrestrial portion. They're not paying for the submerged, and I think we need to address that. So I know ancestral lands, they want to address that as well. So hopefully, all of these. But another budget that came up that if you don't mind, is KUAM behavioral health. So that's another one that's under my jurisdiction.
Yes.
And boy, you would be amazed. I get some letters in regards to KUAM behavioral health. And for example, we received a letter from 2 academy students, and they were so concerned about the state of the mental health on Guam. They were able to, and so they just anyways, I'm sure this is the concern of maybe every high schooler on Guam, because it's these high schoolers who are seeing this firsthand. They're seeing the impacts of, slow or lack of services, and they're seeing the impacts of, what's going on in these families, the suicide rates. So one of the things of course we're all concerned about is the suicide rates in Guam in 2020. There were 40. That was a 30% increase from 2019. And there was a study done by the University of Guam Suicide Prevention Program that said there are 16 deaths per 100,000 on Guam versus 11 per 100,000 nationwide. So our suicide rates are, they're always too high, but this is a statistic showing us, we are having a crisis. And 60% of those in the UOG study, 60% of those were below the age of 30, right? So every time, I know you've had the director on here, and she's on it, she knows what we have to do. And so we made it very clear during the budget hearing for Guam Behavioral Health that do they have the resources to do this? And they said yes. They said we have funding for the positions of psychiatrists, for example, right? There's only one right now, but they need more. They're trying to get 3 at least. And funding is there. It's that recruitment that's a nationwide challenge, but they are working on that. We are monitoring that, but it really has been an issue over all these years, and it continues to be an issue, is that recruitment. So of course we look to UOG, right, for the growing our own, for the long-term solution is to grow our own. I really believe that. Social workers to grow our own psychiatrists, and to help these students so that this is the fields they choose, this is the place they to serve, right? So we looked at the pay or the budgets of Guam Behavioral Health. They have plans to fill these positions. We still have a $5.4 million drug rehab in place, right? Going to continue to the next fiscal year. And on top of that, of course, they're getting money from the opioid settlements for additional drug rehab programs. And so, yeah, we do have to continue to get to, so I think that maybe the services are there.
Yeah.
Maybe, they can be expanded as we recruit the personnel. But one thing I think you and I also we need to help them with is to get those people who are in need to get there, to have that faith or trust that there are services available, and continue to reach out to behavioral health and let's get this done, across our island.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I mean,
yeah.
There's so many different facets of the mental health crisis that Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center has to face, right? So I mean, yeah, it's a struggle. I thought that we did good with the crisis hotline. I mean,
Yes.
they received a record number of calls, and that was because Jibwick and then their media partners were able to just really pound that
Yes.
message out there that, hey, if you're going through some things, this is where you call. Speaker, just one last thing. I'm way over.
All of you.
I'm way over, but I wanted to just, is there any update on the construction of the new hospital, original landowners, Eagles Field, all that stuff?
Probably not from the last time I talked to you. I know I met with some of those landowners. They're still upset, and rightly so. I think it's a big, huge issue for Guam, whether we are going to condone, instead of return of land that the military does not need or is not using, that they lease it back to us, right? I don't know. It's, I think these landowners have it's really a big, it's a principal decision for the people of Guam to make. Is that the only recourse we have? I don't think so. And it's not, when the military had put in writing that they were willing to return this land, that it was excess, and then all of a sudden, within a few days, it changes.
Yeah.
after a few meetings, it changes. I think there's something wrong with that. And
So
I
there's
think
no-
all of us have to be on the same page. This is my concern. We need to all be on the same page. You know, we can't have one part of our community living under one law that says we are dedicated to return of excess lands to the ancestral landowners, and then another part of our community say we're disregarding that law and we are just going to, you know, lease property back from the military. I don't see that as consistent, and I don't see that as you know, something that the people have decided. That's not what they decided. I think if you know what's put into our laws right now, that's from a consensus of the people of Guam. That's from the representatives that were done way before us. And I don't see any discussion on should we overturn that policy, because if that's what people want to do, that's exactly what they should put on the table and do, you know, in a transparent way, not in those closed meetings, you know, convoluted mechanism. I think it should be a very clear and transparent policy.
I agree. Speaker, last thing, war claims before, that's the other one I wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
So, you know, I'm part of the War Claims Adjudication Committee. I'm very glad that I you know, I could have appointed anyone, but I appointed myself onto it. And this is something that I really do. It's a labor of love. So I have to spend a couple hours over there every week to review the claims and make, you know, and then we go into we adjudicate them, right? But what we do, of course, we check what amount are they applying for and what's behind that. And so that's why I am, no matter the time it takes, I really appreciate it. I've always wanted to hear the stories as much as possible. It's really amazing. And just to keep reading these stories, I hope these stories are preserved for you know, our children and their children, because it would make you proud what the people of Guam have gone through. But anyway, so I'm reviewing the applications, and I think we're doing it in a very efficient way. I'm very happy about the process. So we're reviewing them efficiently. Pretty much all of those that are pending, we can address now. So we're having another meeting coming up to address the next batch. And so we're doing it in batches. And I think we've approved almost all of the claims. There were a couple that if they were not approved, it was because there was not enough information, right? That's the number one reason if it's not approved. So I'm telling everyone who hears this, if you're not approved, go back and see if you can add some information, like details, you know, from your family's stories. And that's one. And the only other reason why they were not approved is because, you know, they're the eligibility. Some of them are applying for that period where they were not eligible under the federal program. For example, they died prior to December 2018, right? December 2016. And that's the hardest, those are the hardest ones, because those are the ones, remember, I tried to resolve with my amendment to that war claims bill, our local war claims program, and that caused all kinds of controversy. But that's the goal. It's to take care of those who had died earlier, right? And so they were so well deserving of it. Absolutely, right? I mean, we're talking about the Beatrice Elmsley, the one who actually fought for war claims for all of us and fought for it. She was ineligible under the federal program. So it's really it's another tragedy on top of tragedies, and I will always say that. But hopefully, you know, we can get to those. So I'm hoping we can resolve all the pending claims, and if there's any other claims out there, please send them in, because we're doing these as fast as possible. So the checks should have gone out. I think I'm going to check with Mr. Byrne if the checks actually went out, but I know that the orders were signed. The orders as to, you know, this is what your award is. The awards were signed from the last meetings.
I'm pretty sure we'll see a release when those checks go out, Speaker. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you so much. And again, congratulations to KUAM. And can I just say too that, you know, now that events have opened up to in-person, oh man, I can't tell you how happy I am to see people. Like on the weekend, I went to a Purple Heart. It's the Order of the Purple Heart. They had a function, an event, a convention Oh, I was happy to see all of them and see them in person. And, you know, they have such regard for each other and they take care of each other. And I'm just very happy that we are able to do this again. Our hearing, we had a lot of people down here.
Yeah.
Glad to see their faces in person, their whole body language, everything. I appreciate them crowding our halls and making noise. I appreciate that. Just wanted to say thanks to everyone who did their part to really curb the spread, and I hope we continue to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker.
Take care.
Right on. Have a great day. It's 8:21. Speaker Therese Terlahi, a whole lot of info there with that interview. Let's go ahead and get right into the news, sir. Our 8 o'clock newscast is brought to you by Pacific Points from the KUAM News Team with the very latest. Hannah Devonzo, good morning.
News Update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hoffaday, good morning. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and here are your headlines on the link. Senators held a series of informational hearings